VCD actually covers things like architecture and landscape design. It also covers interior design, product design, and communication, so graphic design. So we get a lot of kids who are interested in lots of different areas. Some of them are quite broad, they like all the areas. Some of them are very specialised and like particular branches of the subject. We've added a laser cutter and a couple of 3D printers to our equipment. So it also gives them the option to make a lot of models and prototypes for what they're designing. We've had architecture students drawing up houses in SketchUp and then printing them on the 3D printer to produce models, as well as doing foam models. At the moment, the Year 12s, as part of their first SAC, have designed freestanding plywood clocks, which are flat packed, which we've then printed on the laser cutter and cut them out. So that's been really good and really exciting for them to do. They really like being able to see kind of an almost finished product as well. Some years you'll have students who are really into architecture or engineering and really interested in that sort of area, and then you'll get other years where they're really interested in graphic design and really struggle with the technical drawing. So you've got to kind of develop a course that's able to be flexible enough to suit the kids you've got in the class. The smaller classes in senior school are great. I think our school's quite unique in that we will run small classes, and those classes are quite different in how they feel. They often feel more like a workplace because you've got smaller numbers, you're interacting with them a lot more, there's a lot more one-to-one. You have this really good relationship with the kids because they know you really well, you know them really well. And I suppose that also flows through the rest of the school. It means that they have a very broad base in skill levels, which is really attractive to universities.
From Year 7, we get them to look at the design cycle where they look at different components of what they need. So we start with what's called the Australian Inventor, where they come up with a new product, a new thing, and they prototype and come up with a design for that so they can show off these great new ideas. We then move into the workshops and we work with wood. They create wonderful little boxes, and then we work on some plastics with kitchen utensils and things like that to create. And moving into Year 8, we look at building some stools. We just slowly develop up their skills, but also develop up the complexity of what they're working with. So a stool being able to fold and move makes it just that little bit more complicated, and they've got to be just that little bit more accurate. 9 and 10, they get to then start working on, from a design brief, a starting point, and they can be as creative as they want. So one of our Year 10 programs is called Telling Time. And for that, they've just got to design a product that tells time. Now that might be a clock, that might be a sundial, that might be something completely unique and new. So it's a real opportunity to explore and see what they're doing. There's many outlets that we come out of from product design technology. So we've got the element of going into a trade, you know, becoming a carpenter or a plumber or something like that. And a lot of our students take vet pathways alongside the design pathways as they're getting into the Year 11 and 12 area that are looking at going into that trade side of thing. I really love the idea that my students finish their time in here having an understanding and appreciation of how the complexity of building something. And so when they see things, you know, that have been handmade, they appreciate that time, energy, love's been put into those things. And there's a cost that comes with that, and that they recognize that cost, and they're not sitting there going, oh, but I can get this at IKEA for, you know, 1/10 of the price. They really understand that sort of thing. The next generation of kids, they're going to be able to print what they want. They're not going to be told, here's the phone you have to have. They're going to make the phone that they want. They're going to be able to create the product they want. So if they've got the skills to understand how to do that from here, they're going to be hitting a huge step up in this new generation that we're going to be seeing. I think that's really, really exciting.